Introduction to Lead Guitar. My name is Rick Spurgin. Have you ever wondered how some of the guitar greats like Jimi Hendrix and Eric Clapton, Jimmy Page, Eddie Van Halen, the list goes on and on and on. How these guys were able to do some of the things that they did. How they knew what the right notes to play. Well, in this course, we're going to talk about some of the things that you're going to need to know to get you playing lead guitar. Some of the things that we're going to be talking about is mastering the notes on our fretboard. We're going to talk about major and minor pentatonic scales. We're going to take a look at the blues scale. And we're also going to talk about finger techniques like bends, hammer-ons, and pull-offs. Alright, so let's get started. So when I first started playing, I started off playing chords and strumming and just playing rhythm guitar, but I would get involved with playing with some jams and some guys in bands, and these guys would know how to play all these really cool leads, and I wanted to learn how to do that, but I didn't know how. So I asked some of my friends, and what's the tricks? How do you know how to play these leads? And what they would tell me is you got to learn your scales. Well, I have to admit I wasn't real excited about doing that, but I really wanted to learn how to play leads. So I started learning some major scales and minor scales. And in some instances those worked out okay, but they really didn't have the sound that I was looking for. They didn't sound like what I was hearing, from some of these other players. So I'm like, what am I doing wrong? I'm playing some scales and they're like, what scales are you playing? And I was like, well, I'm doing major scale here or minor scale here. It's like, well, what you got to learn is your pentatonic scales. And I'm like, pentatonic scales? I'm like, sounds like rocket science, It's like, and they're like, well, it's really easy. And I believed that it was, because some of these guys I played with weren't exactly Albert Einstein. So I'm like, I know I can learn this. So I figured out how to do pentatonic scales, and I'm going to tell you about it right now. Okay, now we're going to talk about pentatonic scales. Now, like I was saying, this is not rocket science, and let me tell you, don't worry if you don't have a lot of music theory background. Also, if you don't read music, don't worry. There's a lot of great players out there that don't read a note of music. Although I do highly recommend that you do learn how to read music and get a handle of some music theory. However, you can play these without having a lot of music theory in your background. Because what I'm going to show you is I have some basic patterns that we're going to work from, and if you follow the patterns, you're not going to hit a wrong note. So, pentatonic scales. Penta, meaning 5, it's a 5-note scale. Now, you're going to see in some of these patterns, they're like, well, there's more than 5 notes. And yes, there are, but what's going on is we're repeating the notes. It'll be, some of these patterns are like 2 octaves and perhaps even a little bit more. There are a couple different forms of pentatonic scales. There are major pentatonic scales, and there are minor pentatonic scales. First, I'm going to talk a little bit about the major pentatonic scale. Major pentatonic scales are kind of country flavored. They're very happy. They're bright sounding. They're used a lot in country, blues, rock, jazz, and fusion. They're also used a lot in reggae music and ska. The major pentatonic scales are good playing over major chords, major 7s, and dom 7s, dominant 7s. Now, the major pentatonic scale is built out of a root, the 2nd of the scale, the 2, then it goes to the 3, the 5, and the 6, and then the octave. So it's just repeating the root again. So it's a root, a 2, a 3, a 5, a 6, and an octave. So those are the degrees of the scale that you're going up. Next, we'll talk about the minor pentatonic scale. Now, the minor pentatonic scale is used a lot. It's sort of that quintessential rock and blues scale. It's sort of down and dirty, and it's what a lot of players love to play. It's bluesy sounding, like I was saying. It's used in blues, rock, heavy metal, jazz, and fusion. The minor pentatonics sound good over minor chords, minor sevens, and your dominant seven chords. It's constructed of a root, a flat 3, the 4, the 5, and the flat 7. Makes the minor pentatonic scale. Okay, before we begin, one of the first things we need to do is make sure our guitar's in tune. Now, just a quick review of our strings and standard tuning. The names of our strings go E, A, D, G, B, and E. And I tell all my students I have a silly little saying called Ed ate dynamite, good by Ed. If you remember that silly little saying, you always know what the names of your strings are. E, A, D, G, B, E. Now, it's probably a good idea, if you don't by now, have a tuner of your own. But if you don't have one with you today, you can tune up off my guitar and we'll sound relatively close to each other. First of all, I'm going to start off with the low E string and tune off of that. So we'll start low E. One more time. Next we're going to go to A. One more time. Next we're going to go to the D. One more time. Now we're going to go to the G. One more time. Okay, very good. Now we're going to go to the B string. One more time. And last but not least, the high E. One more time. Okay, all tuned up? I think we're relatively close. Okay, let's get started. Okay, one of the first pentatonic scales we're going to talk about is the easy form box scale. And the first one we're going to talk about is the E pentatonic. It's going to start with our open E. So we have our open E. Then we're going to go to our 3rd fret, which is our G. Next we go to A, which is our open A string. second finger, second fret, which is our B. Then we're at the open D. Now we're playing an E, which is our second finger, second fret on that. Now we're at the open G. We're at the A now, which is our second finger, second fret. Now we're at the open B. We're up to the D now, which is going to be our third finger, third fret. Open E, our high E, and then our G, which is third finger, third fret. So, once again, and I do challenge you to go backwards as well. So one more time. And that is the E pentatonic scale. Okay, so here's the next pattern, and we just finished up with the E pentatonic scale. Now, the pentatonic box, once again, is a minor scale, and it is movable, so the shape stays the same as we are going up the fretboard. Now, instead of using the open string, I am going to be here on the F. So now we've just gone up a half step. So F is going to be my first finger on the first fret on my low E string. So we're going to start with the first finger here. Now we're going to use our pinky going up to the fourth fret. First finger, first fret. Third finger, third fret. We sort of climb that way. First finger, third finger, first finger, third finger, first, pinky, first, pinky. Once again. And it just kind of works our way, kind of crawls like a spider up our strings. So, 1, 4, 1, 3, 1, 3, 1, 3, 1, 4, 1, 4. And that is the minor pentatonic box. Now, I do recommend that you practice it starting on the first fret. Work your way up their fingerboard. Go up another fret. Alternating picking, so down, up, with your pick. Down, up, down, up, down, up. Go up there. You get the idea. Just work your way all the way up the fretboard as far as you can go. Start slow, and when you get comfortable, start to speed it up. I do recommend using a metronome. If you have a metronome, set it to a slow pace and nice even clicks. Work your way up and down, and then start gradually speeding it up, and you will be able to really get to know your pentatonic box really well. And next we will talk about the major pentatonics. Okay, next up we're going to talk about a couple different major pentatonic boxes. Now, major pentatonics are very happy sounding, used a lot in country music and in pop music and reggae and some jazz stuff. I'm going to give you a couple box examples. First of all, we're going to talk about this one here. This one starts off with, I'm going to start off with a root actually on our F sharp. I know it's kind of a strange little key to start off with, but I'm starting off with my root using my second finger on the second fret. And also make sure you guys are referring to your diagrams. Here I'm going to start off second finger, second fret. Now I'm going to go up to 4th fret. I'm going to jump over here to my first fret, first finger, first fret. Pinky on the 4th fret. 1, 4. First finger here. Then I'm going to go to the 3rd fret. Now here I'm going to go to the 2nd fret with my second finger. To the 4th fret. 2nd fret. 4th fret. And that is an F sharp major pentatonic scale. So once again, I'm going to play it like this. And once again, like I said in the other video, practice it going up the fretboard and start slowly. Use your metronome and slowly start to speed it up. And you'll get the hang of it. Okay, next up here I have another major pentatonic box. This one I'm going to have my first finger here on the F. So first finger, pinky on the 4th fret, 1st fret, 4th fret, 1st fret, 3rd fret, 1st fret, 3rd fret. Now I'm going to shift to my second finger, 2nd fret, 2nd fret, 4th fret. Then I'm going to go over here to my 1st fret, and then here to the 4th fret with my pinky. So I'm zigzagging my way up the string. So and like the other patterns, make sure work your way up the fretboard and practice them with a metronome. And you'll get a hang of that major pentatonic scale. Hi, welcome to the All Ages Guitar Studio. My name is Rick Spurgin. If you're just beginning or if you've been playing for a while and like to sharpen your skills, this is the place for you. All of my lessons are custom fit just for you. We have 2 studios conveniently located in Omaha and in Council Bluffs. The Omaha location is at 6912 North 97th Circle, just off the Irvington exit on I-680 North. The Council Bluffs studio is located at 1732 Madison Avenue by Mall of the Bluffs. Give me a call at 402-651-1656. I have spots available, but they are filling up fast. Thanks for watching, and I hope to get a chance to play guitar with you real soon.